All right, so back again, man. All right, so one more time. Shalom. All praises to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, and Yahweh Bashim Yahushai Barakathum to you, hopefully elect out there. And again, just through the Spirit, wanted to speak on a few things. Again, it's just going to be an open forum, concerning some things that's going on, in the news and whatnot. All right. Again, just through the Spirit, because as the scriptures say, blessed is he that watcheth, so when that day comes as a thief in the night, you know, Lord willing, we don't get caught off guard, to roughly paraphrase the scripture, you know, because again, man, little do these people know Yahweh Bashim Shai, he's getting ready to sweep the rug from up under them, man. These people are in for a very rude awakening, and as we say time in and time out, we can't stress it enough, man. These people are just simply not ready for what's getting ready to happen, what's getting ready to go down out here, man. I'm going to start off with this real quick, because again, man, pretty much all hell is breaking loose throughout the four corners of the earth in these different countries, these different nations. All right, these different plagues are already happening, and in a lot of other places. But these Babylonians are so, caught up in the luxuries and their comforts. Before I get that, I'm gonna get this real quick in 2nd Ezra 15, because again, as we say all the time, the Lord, when it comes to the plagues and judgments, Yahweh Bashim Shai, he's just saving the best for last, man. All right, or really saving the worst for last, because it's just a matter of time before these plagues hit America, man. It's just a matter of time before these plagues come to Babylon the Great. I'm gonna get this in 2nd Ezra 15. I'll start at verse 2nd Ezra 15. And verse matter of fact, 2nd Ezra 16, Salakia. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. And I'll start at verse 3. A sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? A fire is set among you, and who may quench it? Plagues are sent unto you, and what is he that may drive them away? All right. And again, these different plagues are already hitting throughout the different parts, different countries, different nations around the four corners of the earth, man. Which I believe the latest concerning some of these plagues, Pakistan. All right. You've got basically a nationwide blackout, so to say. All right. Matter of fact, let me see exactly what it is they were talking about concerning Pakistan, which that in itself, is because like right now, you've got Texas, you got hundreds or thousands of Texans without power because of the storm, right? But that's just Texas, You see, because if it was a nationwide thing, then it'd be one of those things that's fishy, because like again with Pakistan, the fact that they're it's nationwide, a lot of people are suspecting that it's deliberate sabotage of some sort, right? Again, I'm gonna just go through some of the things that I was looking through earlier, because speaking of Pakistan, You know, and I've mentioned this not too long ago, going into the MOTB and how it's not going to be a thing that's implemented here in just America, all right, Babylon, but it's going to be a worldwide implementation, all right, you see. And, you know, again, I touched a video, did a video not too long ago going into how more and more, because you see, and this is part of why, or I believe this is a part of why a lot of nations are going to start more and more hating the whore, you know, because what's the world reserve currency? It's this dollar, it's this petrodollar, right? You know, and a lot of these nations are catching hell because of this dollar, you know, with all this inflation, all right, you know. So with that being said, again, like I mentioned a while ago, the fact that you know, a lot of these countries deal with the dollar, due to that fact, again, this is why a lot of countries are suffering major inflation, which is some countries are already dealing with hyperinflation, all right, and more they're going to start looking for bailouts, all right, you know, because again, it's not going to be a thing just promoted here in Babylon, but this is going to be a worldwide thing. And Pakistan is the latest concerning, you know, them turning to the IMF for a bailout, you know, because again, all roads lead to the MOTB, all right, you know. Eventually the ultimate bailout is going to be in the form of the it's going to be in the form of the MOTB. That's, you know, that's going to be the ultimate bailout, all right. But concerning Pakistan, just bear with me real quick as I look for this. In Pakistan, or I can't seem to find it, but again, there's a nationwide outage of some sort. And again, it's just fishy because it's different. Like at the example I used with Texas, you know, Texas, you've got thousands of residents without power because I think it was some storm or some type of weather anomaly, or, you know, something, right? So it's different if it was just in one part of the nation, but the fact that there's a nationwide outage, all right, like I said, man, you know, it's fishy, you know. And a lot of these countries have more and more have been dealing with these outages, blackouts, you know, without power, nationwide, you know. And what's the talk over here in the States as of right now? You know, you got you know, I'm not even going to say no names on this channel, but these guys over there at the WEF, you know, talking about the you know, a major cyber attack, all right, you know, within the next 2 years, which typically when they you know, give a time frame of that nature, you know, 2 years, within the next 2 years, 5 years, like you just had this guy talking about war with China within the next couple of years, or whatever the case may be, right? I think it said 5 years or whatever, or by 2030 or whatever the case may be, you know. Nevertheless, you know, let's just say they give an exact year, all right, we're gonna go to war. We could possibly be at war with China by 2035. Doesn't mean it's gonna be you know, a war with China by 2035. It's just a general time frame. All right. So the fact that, again, they're talking about a major cyber event within the next 2 years, again, that should just let you know that, you know, because at any moment this thing could go down. Any moment this thing can pop. And like I said, you know, that's why, to those of us that are, you know, through the Spirit staying on point, that day's not going to catch us off guard. It's not going to catch us like a thief in the night. You know, that's why I was going to get this, because again, to go back to 2nd Ezra 16, and then I'm going to go to 2nd Ezra 15, and Lord willing to get this in Jeremiah. Because again, it's just a matter of time before these plagues come here to America. Again, the Lord is reserving the worst for last. All right. 2nd Ezra 16 and verse 5 again. Plagues are sent among you, and what is he that may drive them away? All right. You know, and ultimately going into those ICB missiles. All right. Once those missiles get shot from the silos, man, that's it's a wrap, you know. Because it goes on to tell you, you know, when you shoot an arrow from his bow, all right, you basically you can't retract it. All right. So once Yahweh Shema Shai sends these plagues out, hey, there's no coming back. All right. So going to 2nd Ezra 15. 2nd Ezra 15, verse 5. Behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues upon the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And again, if you're paying attention to what's going on worldwide, man, in world news, hey, you know, these plagues, like I said, Yahweh Shema Shai, he's already sending these plagues out throughout the four corners of the earth, you know, from protests and uproars of the people, blackouts, famines, all type of things, you know. It says, for wickedness hath exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. All right, because as I was touching on yesterday, in you know, the ministry, street ministry, hey, you know, this place is ripe for judgment, you know. It's ripe for judgment. All right. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna get this, because we don't understand, or as we should know and understand, you know, before we get the kingdom, man, these things have to take place. All right. All hell has to break loose out here. All right. We know this. We should understand this. All right. So this is why we look forward to, you know, some people on the outside looking in, you know, for newer brothers and sisters in the faith, you know, that aren't really aware fully. They don't really fully understand what this thing is you know, what this is about. Because, you know, a lot of us that are seasoned, you know, being that our faith has been built up to a point, right? Because we want to see this go down, man. We want to see America crumble. We want to see America fall, man. You know, we want to see these things happen. You know, we can't wait. We're cheering it on. But like I said, from people that are on the outside looking in, and for newer believers, you know, they may see that and not understand. But again, we understand the will of the Lord, and part of the understanding of the will of the Lord is that these things have to, all hell has to break loose. These things have to happen. These plagues have to come, because it's from there. That's where I'm get this in 2nd Ezra 7. 2nd Ezra 7 and verse 43. But the day of doom shall be the end of this time, and the beginning of the immortality for to come, wherein corruption is past. So you see, all right, this day of doom, this time of all hell breaking loose. All right, Jacob's trouble. All right, you know, this is going to usher in immortality. This is going to usher in the kingdom. You see, this is going to usher in paradise. So again, and this, like I said, this just comes from being experienced, being seasoned, and understanding the will of the Lord. This happened. This has to take place. It's necessary. So that's why when we see everything that's going on, hey, you know, we cheer it on. You know, the scripture says, "Rejoice, ye heavens, man." You know, we're rejoicing in the spirit, because we're living in this. We're living in a nightmare, man. You know, we are in pure hell. And as the scriptures say, the captives are seeking to be loosed, man. We want to go home, you know. But again, before we make it to that point, we get to that point, hey, what the Lord said has to happen, and has to happen. All right. So this day of doom, this time of Jacob's trouble, this time of all hell breaking loose is going to usher in immortality. It's going to usher in the kingdom. All right. It's going to usher in Yahweh Shai coming in and, you know, redeeming his elect. So we're with it. You know, let's get this show on the road already, man. You know, we're going back to 2nd Ezra 15. Because again, the plagues are already, taking place throughout the four corners of the earth. It's just a matter of time before it comes to Babylon, man. And for these simple Babylonians who think that, this is the great mighty nation, right? These things can never take place here in America, right? Real quick, I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna get this. In the book of Second Peter chapter 3. I'll start at verse 5. For this they willingly are ignorant of that by the word of God the heavens were of old, and the earth standing out of the water and in the water, whereby the world that then was, being overflowed with water, perished. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So, again, man, and people fail to realize, to remember, all right. Prior to the flood, it was nothing but wickedness going on, man, and it got to a point where wickedness had reached its peak at that time. All right, it was ripe for judgment, right? And hey, what did the Lord do? He destroyed the earth with water, right? You see, and as I read in 2 Esdras 15, hey, wickedness hath polluted the whole earth. So you see, wickedness now is reaching to a point where it's reaching its peak. And again, remember, man, if the Lord destroyed the earth, because the earth prior to the flood, man, it wasn't as wicked as it is now, man. This is the time where the earth is at an all-time wickedness. This is the most wicked that the earth has ever been. And if the Lord destroyed the earth all those years ago with water, well, how much more now, man? That's why, again, verse 7. But the heavens and the earth, which are now, by the same word, are kept in store, reserved unto fire against the day of judgment and perdition of ungodly men. So you see, man, all right, there's Yahweh Shema Shai. He has special judgments for the world today, and even more so here in America. Because again, if you don't think that what's going on in these other Pakistan, all right, all these other countries that are suffering, that are catching hell, all right, if you don't think that Yahweh Shema Shai is reserving judgments, all right, for America, then again, you are sadly mistaken, man. Again, Yahweh Shema Shai is getting ready to sweep the rug from up under these people's feet. These people have no idea. We cannot stress this enough. These people have no idea what's getting ready to go down out here, man. And again, it's been in my spirit. I've said it, on camera, off camera, to, brothers, people, hey, to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Shema Shai, man, because we are, for the most part, have this feeling of anticipation. We think this is it, man. We think that this is where the Lord's going to do something, man. And I believe wholeheartedly that, this feeling is not going to go, unchecked, man. I firmly believe that Yahweh Shema Shai, he's going to do something, because we're all feeling this feeling of anticipation. We all, we all have that sensation within us, man. And I don't think that the Lord is just going to, just not do anything. I don't believe that. I don't believe it. But going back to 2 Esdras 15, because again, if you don't think that these plagues are coming to America, right? And again, what's the mindset of these people? Hey, not the good old, good old America. This is the greatest kingdom. This stuff can never happen here. Well, Yahweh Shema Shah wants you to think that, right? So, 2nd Ezra 15, 2nd Ezra 15 and 18, it says, "For because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid." So you see, man, all right? It said because of their pride. Americans are the most powerful people. You know, the scriptures say that when concerning America, his look is more stout than his fellows. You know, you got a lot of these Edomites, European Edomites, you know, Edomites throughout the world, man. They look down upon, they despise American Edomites, man, because again, these are the most powerful people. You know, hell, here it is. You know, these people, man. Again, I'm not going to mention any names. Talking about, you know, because you know, America partakes heavily in you know, gluttony and things of that nature. You know, and here it is. A lot of these other countries are suffering. You know, they want to do away with the, you know, the meat, and you know, want us to eat the bugs and be happy, right? But here it is. You look at over here in America. Hey, you got these gluttonous people, man. You know, they got these eating challenges, right? You know, you see how many hot dogs I can stuff down my face, right? You know, they take this shit for granted. You know, I know the brother Ariel, you know, comes to the camp every week, because you know, I mean, I know he mentioned he's in the restaurant business, man, and you know, I've heard this before about how, you know, hey, a lot of food goes to waste. So you know, a lot of food they just throw out. A lot of food just goes to waste. But here it is in these other countries, man. They just, you know, they're stuck, they're starving, they're suffering. You know, things that Americans take for granted because hey, they're you know, living it up in uh 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 their comforts, man, their luxuries. So again, they just don't see it. The Yahweh Shema Shah has it to where they think that, you know, these things can never happen, man. This is, you know, it's just not America, man. You know, the great Babylon the Great. You know, these things can never happen to America. And well, as I said, or as I read, it says, for because of their pride. Again, these Americans are the most proud people on the planet. You see, but little do these people know, they're, you know, they are in deep shit. Because again, it's just a matter of time before these plays come to America. It's just a matter of time. You know, again, the Lord is saving the best for last. All right, or the worst for last. All right, these people are proud, man. You know, going to Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah. The book of Jeremiah. Just bear with me real quick. Because that's what we're more and more seeing and going to start seeing even more. All right. Luxuries being taken away from these people. The comforts being taken away from these people. Right. Just bear with me. Bear with me real quick. It might be Jeremiah 50. Bear with me real quick. Because it talks about Babylon, right? Oh, okay, Khan. Because I mentioned how, you know, what I was thinking about was Revelation 18, where it talks about how, you know, Babylon lived deliciously, but that's Revelation 18. What I'm looking for, actually, it's not even in Jeremiah. It's lucky. That's in Ezekiel. Matter of fact, Isaiah 47. Yep, Isaiah 47, verse 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, because when you talk to when you jump up to verse 1, it's talking about Babylon. All right. Matter of fact, I read it real quick. It says, "Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon." So you see, because that's one of America's titles. All right, the virgin daughter of Babylon. A virgin, obviously, you know, a young girl that hasn't been touched, right? Well, hey, as I always say, America's about to get her cherry popped. All right, America's about to get her cherry popped, because one of the things I wanted to speak on was the fact that you know, supposedly you got this Chinese balloon. Supposedly, it's, you know, it belongs to the Moabites, and you know, it's supposed to be some type of spy balloon. And initially, I thought it was you know, I still do think it's some type of distraction, because for one, and I mentioned this before, when they because this is something that they're pushing on the mainstream media, you know, this is like breaking news, you know, on mainstream media. And typically when they are pushing something on the mainstream media, typically it's something they're trying to distract you from, you know, from something else that's going on, you know. So with that being said, it's no coincidence, like I said, and I still feel this way, the fact that they're pushing this whole narrative about, you know, talking about this balloon, it was supposed to be a spy balloon or whatever. Again, it could be a distraction, because for the simple fact that with this whole, and I'm just trying to be careful with my words, you know, the simple fact that this with this Hunter Biden situation, you know, the Hunter laptop situation. Again, I'm not going to say any names, but this guy, he basically came out and admitted to it. He pretty much owned up to it, and you got this guy Biden is talking about conducting an investigation, not for the simple fact that, you know, this guy owned up to it, but, you know, he wants to conduct this investigation on who, from my understanding, who how did this get out, who leaked it, you know, because again, this guy, he owned up to it. So it's no coincidence, you know, that right when this came out, here, you know, comes the news about this balloon. You know, it's supposed to be the spy plane or whatever, right? But not only that, man, dealing with this spy plane, you know, they were saying how it could be a delivery platform for a EMP attack. You see, this supposed you know, balloon could be a platform to deliver an EMP strike. You see, so that's rather interesting, you know. But again, according to the minds of these people, hey, something like that could never take place in America, you know. America, you know. Speaking of Revelation, I'm gonna go to it real quick. Revelation 18 and verse. Revelation 18. Because we don't understand, there is going to be a lights out event here in America. All right, like I said, it's already been taking place because that's one of the plagues. All right, darkness is going to befall modern day Egypt, which is America. And again, it's already taking place in a lot of other places. Like I mentioned with Pakistan. Pakistan is the latest as far as, nationwide blackouts, outages, and things of that nature. You see? So again, supposedly, this weather balloon or spy balloon or whatever they're calling it, supposedly it can be a platform for an EMP attack, an EMP strike. So obviously we'll have to wait and see, but again, we know and understand that eventually the lights are going to go out here in America. All right. Let me get this in Revelation 18. Revelation 18, verse 23. And the light of a candle shall shine no more at all in thee, and the voice of the bridegroom and of the bride shall be heard no more at all in thee, for thy merchants were the great men of the earth, for by thy sorceries were all nations deceived. You see, like I was mentioning earlier, man, because again, more and more we're seeing these nations start to more and more show their hatred for America for many different reasons. Like I mentioned with the dollar, a lot of these nations are, they depend on the dollar. All right, and because of this dollar, this is why you have major inflation and hyperinflation in a lot of countries. All right, which is just more fuel to the fire concerning all these nations turning shooting their missiles on America, man. But as I was also mentioning earlier about, like I said, the fact that America, they overindulge in gluttony. All right, here it is. You having these pizza eating contests. How many hot dogs can I stuff in my mouth? Right, but here it is in a lot of these countries, man. They're starving. They got no food. But here it is, America's again. They take all this for granted, man. Again, these other countries, man, they're seeing this. All right, and it pisses them off because these are things. These Americans, they take all this for granted. You see, again, they're living it up in their luxuries, their comforts, and again, more and more, Yahweh Shema Shai is going to take more and more take these comforts away from these people. But it said, "In the light of the candle shall shine no more at all in thee." So you see, man, eventually Yahweh Shema Shai is going to turn the lights off in this place. All right, and that could be in the form of a EMP strike. And it's crazy just through the spirit. I've mentioned this, how. And I know a few other brothers mention this because, at this point, man, it's just the writing's on the wall. It's clear, because I mentioned this before, how when it comes to how the lights can go out, that can come in many different forms. Like I said, EMP strike. What do they call it? Cosmic. I think they call it the CMTs or C. Basically the solar flares from the sun, which is basically what they would call nature's way, nature's EMP strike. Basically a natural EMP strike, right? That can take place, all right. And I also mention, an attack on the power grid, which that's what we've been seeing over the months. These, out the blue, all of a sudden, it's just people just starting to people just mustered up the courage to start attacking the power grid, America's power grid structure. No, I mean, it's not a coincidence. Like I said, these things at this point, man, it's just obvious. Because now, that was another thing I wanted to talk about. And these are things that are not being displayed on the mainstream media. Like I said, oftentimes when they are pushing something on the mainstream media, it's usually a distraction from something else going on. Like I said, with this supposed spy plane, all right, Chinese spy plane, all right, the fact that they're pushing this on the mainstream media, it should let you know that there is basically a cover up for something else. And like I mentioned, there's no coincidence. Right before this happened, this guy with this situation with the Hunter laptop, all right, with this laptop. So, but they're not reporting real things that are going on, like all these attacks on the power grids, all right, the power grid infrastructure, all right. Now they're talking about, with that being said, because it's been said It's been talks about how America's power grid structure is vulnerable. You know, there's no protection or anything like that, right? So with that being said, I was watching a few things earlier going into how, you know, dealing with the DHS, Department of Homeland Security, needs to get involved and step in to regulate, all right? Because we know a part of the agenda, you know, again, I'm not going to say too much, but hey, pretty much you will own nothing to be happy, man. All right. You see, Esau's setting it up to where he could just step in, take control of everything, and, you know, just take over ship. I'm the captain now, type shit. You know. So now with all these attacks on the power grid, now is, you know, being talked about, writing these bills and legislations and stuff, you know, putting them into play to get the DHS involved, right? So they could take over. You see, nevertheless, going back to this you know, Chinese spy plane or balloon, whatever it is, man. Again, they said that it could be a platform to deliver an EMP strike, man. You know. So, however it comes about, we know and understand that the lights are going to go out here in America pretty soon, man. All right. At any moment, this ball could drop. At any moment, this thing can kick off, and we can't wait for it, man. Because as I've read earlier, hey, these people are proud. You know, these people have the attitude that America can never go down, right? You know, not good old America. This is the greatest kingdom of, you know, they have this mindset, not America, you know. But again, hey, little do these people know, man, you know, Yahweh Shemashah's, you know, going back to Isaiah 47. And 1 again. It says, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. So again, a virgin, obviously, you know, being a one of the definitions of a virgin, you know, being a young girl that hasn't been touched, penetrated. And as I always say when speaking on this topic, America is about to get her cherry popped. All right. America is about to get touched. All right. Because, you know, again, things are about to start happening that, hey, remember, man, we're living in unprecedented times. All right. You know, things that have never happened before, things that these people are not used to, because again, they're used to indulging in comfort, you know, their luxuries, man. Well, Yahweh Shemashah is about to take all that away. She's about to strip it all away. That's why I said, come sit in the dust, right? You know, confusion. It tells in Isaiah 24, there's going to be a crying for wine in the streets, man. You know, people are going to be trying to figure out what the hell is going on, you know. Like I said, man, these people are about to be, they're in for a rude awakening. Again, just because it's going on in these other countries, plagues are being sent forth in these other countries, and it's not in your backyard, right? Oh, you know, that's over there. That can never happen here. All right, just wait. You know, it tells you in the book of Deuteronomy, man, how the Lord, man, he's going to visit you to thy face. All right, so just because it's not in your backyard as of yet, well, hey, soon it's gonna be you and Yahweh Shemashah one-on-one. And what you gonna do then? What are you gonna say then? Right? But jumping down to the point in verse 8, Isaiah 47 and 8. Therefore hear now this, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. So you see, this is the attitude of these Americans. All right, they can never be touched. Nothing bad is ever going to happen. All right, this is good old America. You know, because we talk about stuff from our apostles, man. You know, we go into the things. Oh, hey, there's going to be martial law here, man. You know, there's going to be raping and ravishing, all type of stuff going on. And it's already going on, just on a low level, you know. And this is why, hey, Yahweh Shemashah, he has to up it up, because it's not enough. It's not enough, man. And again, hey, you know, it's not affecting people directly as of yet. Well, people, they don't, you know, they don't care. Well, again, what are you gonna do when it's you and Yahweh Shemashah, man? You know, when these plagues when judgment is at your doorstep. It's in your face, man. You're face to face with it. What are you going to do then, man? Right? Because again, it said that thou art given to pleasures that dwellest carelessly, right? Because again, these Americans, man, they're the most obese, right? Like I said, man, they're the most proud. Can't tell them nothing, right? Like the scripture say, man, the land of unwalled villages, and they're just careless and reckless and just overindulged in like I said, gluttony, overindulged in it. You see, well, hey, verse 9 it says, but these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day. And as the scriptures talk about a sudden destruction. Because here it is, you had it, this Biden is talking about what was it? Ending the deceived declaration or something like that. Basically, to end this as a endemic or something like that. Something along those lines, right? But again, that's gonna put people in the mind frame of peace and safety. And again, hey, I'm gonna read it again. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries and for the great abundance of thine enchantment. So you see, it's gonna come in its perfection, man. You see, like I said, hey, America is ripe for judgment. All right. And in a moment, hey, Yahweh Shema Shai is gonna sweep the rug from up on these people, man. It's, as I read in verse 1, hey, just come sit in the dust. Just complete confusion. Like, what the hell is going on? It was just good a week ago. Another thing we can't stress, hey, life as we know it is about to change, man. Life as we know it is about to change. And it's the spirit, because, I just started doing these live videos, man, live shows, because it's just on my spirit, man, because, some videos you pre-record, man, they take forever to upload, and what's kind of been on my spirit is the fact that, hey, might do a video and, let's say I pre-recorded this video, all right, and I upload it to YouTube, hoping that it'll be uploaded by tomorrow. But hey, we might not make it to tomorrow. We might not make it to tomorrow, because of those of us in the know, to hopefully elect, hey, we walk on eggshells, man. Because again, we know and understand through the fear of the Lord, this thing can pop off at any moment, at any second, no matter where we are at. And it's also been in my spirit. Now, ultimately, it's going to come down to faith. So, nothing that we can do is going to save ourselves. But I tell certain people, that I care about and whatnot, try to look out for. Hey, have a contingency plan if you can. Have some type of contingency plan. Hey, if let's say you got a brother, or you're a brother, and you got a woman, and you got seed. Hey, have a contingency plan. Hey, if so you're at work, hey, have a contingency plan. If let's say the lights go out while you're at work, and your rib is at work, and the children are at school, have some type of contingency plan or so. It wouldn't hurt. Like I said, ultimately, it's going to come down to faith. But this is the type of mindset that we've got, man. That at any moment, this thing can go down. No matter where we're at, where we're dwelling, it don't matter. This thing can happen at any second. That's how close we are. We are dangerously close. So, it said in a moment, in one day. So in a sudden, man, things can happen. Something can happen right now. Something can happen right now as I'm doing this live, man. That's just our mindset. We know that it can happen at any moment. All right, the lights can go out at any moment. It's not a matter of if, but when. It's not a matter of if, but when. But one more thing that was on my spirit, and this is something that I'm still looking into. I'm still doing my research on, which of course is not getting any type of mainstream coverage. But You got what? I believe the acronym is DNA. What is it? Let me look it up real quick. Bear with me. Let's see if I can look this up real quick. It's the what is it, man? Declaration of North America, if I'm not mistaken. Declaration of North America, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah, I think that's it. The DNA, the Declaration of North America, which when you go into it, all right, because I believe from what I was reading, they have 6 pillars contained within it. All right, and each pillar goes into what's contained within this Declaration of North America, which I think it's America, Babylon, Mexico, and Canada, if I'm not mistaken. Which it's no coincidence. 6. Like I said, I think there's 6 pillars to it. Let me count real quick. And you can just go to the WhiteHouse.gov and look this up yourself. The WhiteHouse.gov, look it up yourself. Or you just go on Google, type in the Declaration of America, or excuse me, Declaration of North America. So I think they got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I think it's 6 pillars, or basically 6 key points, 6 bulletins, or whatever you want to call it, that goes into what this declaration consists of. But I was just going to make the quick point that it's no coincidence, 6, and basically when you look into this Declaration of North America, man, just from what I was looking into, because you got it involves the WEF as well as the I know for sure the WEF, but I think it also involves the WHO, if I'm not mistaken. And basically, because again, this is not being reported on the mainstream media, so a lot of people don't even know what this is talking about, what this is going into. But when you look into this, the few people that have touched on this, man, they're basically saying this is treasonous, man, because Biden and there's some people that are actually calling for Trump, or not Trump, but calling for Biden to be brought up on charges because of this, because it's people are saying this is a treasonous act, man. Because again, when you go into this Declaration of North America, this DNA, whatever they call it, man, it's basically giving over sovereign rights, America's sovereignty, like I said, basically to the WEF and the HWO, basically. And in the case of certain events, I'm not going to get too into it. In the case of certain events, they have the right to send in foreign troops, right? Which, hey, I mean, if man, then when it comes to the foreign troops, the scriptures talk about houses being ransacked and women being ravished, because that's another thing, man. And I'll get a scripture on that. Once those foreign troops come to America, man, hey, it's a wrap, because they're not going to be playing any games with you people, man. They're not going to play any games with you. All right. And hey, again, because the scriptures talk about how the Lord, he's going to humble you. He's going to humble these proud people, man. All right. These people are going to get humbled. So if you think that you can, When that day comes, you got American, not American, but foreign troops in your face, and you think that you can just, try to, scream your constitutional rights or whatever. That's just not going to mean anything in that day, man. You know, you could be proud all you want to in that day, but it's not going to mean anything in that day. Because again, when them foreign troops come over here, they're not gonna play any games with you people, man. They're not gonna play any games with you people. You see? But I'm gonna just get one more scripture concerning that. Get one in Zephaniah. Where's it? Zechariah. I mean, there's just so much to, talk about. I try to, get articles together and videos together and everything to, do separate, just individual lessons on them. But it's just so much coming out, man. I just like, why not to do an open forum? Because, I mean, I wanted to touch on the poly crisis that they've been talking about. I mean, there's just so much to touch on. There's so much to touch on, man. Get this last one. Because I know different brothers throughout different camps, man, are going live. So go ahead and wrap this up. Zechariah chapter 14, verse. Make sure that's the one. Matter of fact, I'm gonna get this one to Isaiah 13 and 16. Because I touched on this before in the video I did not too long ago, man. It's gonna get so bad out here, man. I'm gonna read it in Isaiah 14 and 13. I'm sorry, Isaiah 13 and 14. And it shall be as the chased road. Now, I mentioned this before. When you watch these animal documentaries, you see a deer, at a body of water, taking sips of the water, drinking water. Hey, any little sound, any little thing that thing is ready to take off. Any little thing, man, that thing is alert because it's dangerous in the animal world, man. It's cruel in the animal kingdom. Well, that's how it's gonna be in real life with humans, man. It's gonna get so bad. It's gonna be total anarchy, chaos. That any little sound, man, people are just gonna be like, "Who? What? What was that? Where? Panicking, bugging out." Like a chased deer, man, or chased roe. It says, "And as a sheep that no man taketh up, they shall every man turn to his own people and flee everyone into his own land. Everyone that is found shall be thrust through, and everyone that is joined unto them shall fall by the sword." So I could be safe out here, man. When the foreign troops touch American soil, which a lot of them are already here, you look into sleeper cells and things of that nature. Like you just had it, I think it was a few weeks ago. Because there's been reports of these what do they call it? These Chinese I think they're like police stations throughout America. All right, because again, like I mentioned, America is going to get her cherry popped. Because one of the reasons why America is known as a virgin is because concerning warfare, America has never been touched. America hasn't been beaten, invaded, or anything like that. Well, that's soon going to change. America's going to start getting invaded. It's going to be like some shit out of for those that seen the movie Red Dawn, man. Like I said, 1 minute it's going to be good, and the next minute it's just going to be tanks throughout the streets, troopers coming out the sky, parachutes, all type of stuff. It's going to be like something straight out of a movie. So America's going to get her cherry popped. All right. So when them foreign troops, when they get the green light, people are in trouble, man. That's why verse 16 it says, "Their children also shall be dashed to pieces before their eyes." Yeah, because when them foreign troops come over here, again, they're not going to be playing any games with you Americans, man. You proud ass Americans. All right. They're going to be killing for sport. You know, and again, you think you can buck up against the foreign troops? All right, watch what's gonna happen, man. They're gonna, hey, man, you know, they're gonna peel your muffin cap back, blue. You know, you gonna catch one in the dome, man. But it says their houses shall be spoiled and their wives ravished. All right, and listen, people don't even have no idea that they already have certain laws in place to where in the case of certain events, hey, they can seize your homes, they can seize your vehicles, you know, anything, man. People have no idea that they have certain laws out to where you can only have a certain amount of food in your crib, man. So let's say, you know, they come into your crib, man, you know, and you got all this food and stored up. They can confiscate that shit. They can take that shit. They can take that shit. People have no idea they got laws like this already in the books. You see, so hey, houses are gonna get spoiled, man. A lot of you women are gonna become the spoil. You're gonna become the booty. All right. But it said in their wives ravished. So you see, man, hey, raped. You know, when you go into that word ravished, one of the definitions is to seize, man. And as the Apostle Cabal breaks it down, you know, hey, a lot of you women are gonna get grabbed up, taken. All right, like I just said, a lot of you are going to become the spoil. You're going to become the booty. All right, you know, you're going to become what did Jake say? You almost became a part of the ditch party. A lot of you are going to become a part of the ditch party, man. You know, taken. Hey, these men are going to have their way with you, man, and you know, there's nothing you're going to be able to do about it. All right, because like I mentioned, with a sheep with no, you know, no help, a lot of you aren't going to have any protection. You're just going to be completely through. You know. And again, going back to the point with you know, a lights out event, man. Hey, again, these Americans, things are getting ready to happen that I've never happened before, and quite frankly, what people aren't used to. You know, they're not used to what's getting ready to happen. So, you know, when it's all said and done and things start happening, hey, people are really gonna start losing it because, again, I've gone over the scriptures, man. These people that are used to being comfortable and living in luxury and just everything's convenient, well, all that's gonna be taken away. All right. So with that being said, hey, these people they're gonna lose their mind. They're gonna lose it. They're gonna completely bug out, man. You know. And hey, we can't wait to see it. We can't wait to see it. We can't wait to see it. All right. Hey, it's to the point we can't put up enough curses up on this place, man. We can't put up enough curses up on this place. You know, we can't wait to see it, man. You know, that was just you know, a few things, man. Because again, it's just so much to keep up with. You know, so probably the spirit permits, do more and more of these open forums. You know, but nevertheless, Lord, one of this was edifying, giving all praise to Yahweh Shemel Shai, double honor to the apostles and elders of a great millstone. Yahweh Shemel Shai, Brakadam to you, hopefully elect. And Lord willing, until next time, Shalom.